Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Greensboro Police Department's Traffic Safety Unit is conducting Operation School Watch. This is happening today and will wrap up on Friday, September 8th. The Traffic Safety Unit, along with other GPD officers, will focus on school zones to ensure the safety of students and faculty as they return to the classroom. Officers will look for violations such as speeding in school zones, no seat belts, pedestrian school crosswalk violations, graduated driving violations, and school bus stop arm violations will be primary concerns during this initiative. Additionally, GPD will be observing the driving habits of students as they travel to and from school. Officers will look for risky behavior as well as conduct seatbelt enforcement along the school zone routes. Officers are encouraging motorists to leave earlier for their morning and afternoon commutes while paying attention to school zones along the way. Motorists should expect to see an increased presence of officers in and around Greensboro school zones throughout the school year. After the operation concludes on September 8th, GPD will share results from the Traffic Safety Unit. The Planning Department has released its latest quarterly GSO 2040 Comprehensive Plan Report. This update summarizes some of the most important projects and trends shaping Greensboro's future growth. The Hopper Trolley is an example of new transit options illustrating GSO 2040's big idea of creating great places. The growth taking shape in the Willow Oaks neighborhood, one of the city's redevelopment areas, also reflects creating great places. Another example of creating great places is the refurbished decorative street name signs and signposts at 30 intersections throughout the historic College Hill neighborhood. On the economic development front, Honda announced the expansion of its manufacturing at Piedmont Triad International Airport. The company plans to produce the first light business jet capable of transcontinental flight. Last but not least, ProKidney, a clinical state regenerative medical company, announced it would invest in Greensboro and create 330 new jobs. These projects are part of the growing economic competitiveness big idea. Stay up to date on GSO 2040 implementation by signing up to receive an email whenever a new report is available online. Share your contact information on the e-Notify webpage and select GSO 2040 in the news section. The City of Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department has dedicated a North Carolina Civil Rights Trail marker at Gillespie Golf Course. In 1955, 6 black men, Philip Cook, Samuel Murray, Elijah Herring, Joseph Studevant, Dr. George Simpkins, and Leon Wolfe played golf on the course in defiance of the whites-only rules. They were later arrested, convicted of trespassing, and ordered to spend 15 days in jail. The actions of these 6 men holds a special place in golf and civil rights history, predating and likely influencing the Woolworth's lunch counter sit-ins for which Greensboro is well known. After a series of court cases and appeals, a judge ordered the city to integrate the course. Tragically, before it could open to minority golfers, the clubhouse was burned. As a result, the city condemned the course. It didn't open to all players for another 7 years. A historical marker holds and honors the Greensboro 6 as it will now join the state's new Civil Rights Trail. This dedication is made possible by the North Carolina African American Heritage Commission and the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Resources. The commission has been working since 2021 to dedicate 50 sites across the state as part of the North Carolina Civil Rights Trail. Cone Health has partnered with the city to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
70% of Americans say they want to die at home. And in reality, 70% of Americans die in hospitals and facilities. Hi, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Golding, Medical Director for the Palliative Medicine team at Cone Health, a member of Cone Health Medical Group. I would like to talk to you today about one of the most important conversations you can have with your loved ones, a conversation about end of life and advanced care planning. There's nothing more heartbreaking for me as a physician to sit down with a family who is in the midst of crisis. They have a loved one who may be nearing end of life, an unexpected heart attack, stroke, or other serious illness. And they have to make decisions about their loved one's care, and that loved one can't speak for themselves. By completing these documents, by having the conversation early, you're giving a gift to your family. You're giving them the gift of reassurance that they're acting in a way that you would want them to if your health should deteriorate. It may start at your first visit with your adult doctor. So you may begin by doing something called a living will or a healthcare power of attorney form. This form really is designed to protect you when you're young, should you have a horrible accident, should you have an unexpected serious terminal illness diagnosis, or should you get unexpectedly ill. It will guide your loved ones in making decisions that you would want. As you move forward through your life, there may be points where you need to think about revisiting your advance directive. And when I say an advance directive, I'm talking about the forms that support a conversation that you should have with your loved ones. A living will and a healthcare power of attorney are legal documents, and they do require signatures, witnesses, and a notary. As you move forward at certain points in your life, maybe even when you renew your driver's license, or as you age, perhaps if you have a hospitalization, or maybe even your job changes. Maybe you are involved in a high-risk job. Maybe you're in the military. Certain points in your life, you need to revisit your advance directives. One of the things that I always say, a good point to revisit your advance directives, is when you enroll in Medicare. And when you enroll in Medicare, you should make sure that you have your documents in place. And that should be a reminder to also have the conversation with your family. At the time of a new diagnosis of a serious illness, these things should require some preparation. One of the things we can talk about is how to start that conversation. The first part of that is thinking in your own mind and doing a little preparation before you talk to your loved ones. Thinking about what matters to you, and try to get a plan in place to talk about those things. It could be at certain points that you think are important, maybe around the holidays when you have your family together. It may be just at the dinner table. Sometimes I'll say, think about somebody else you know who's been really sick. You can use that as a context for the conversation. If so-and-so isn't doing well, I would or would not want those kinds of things. You can also talk about it within the context of a newly diagnosed health problem. Sometimes family members will be taken back by the conversation. I remember talking to my 100-year-old grandmother who did not want to have that conversation. But it's really important that we talk about these things because we want to make sure we are doing the right thing for our loved ones. Not what we want, but what our loved ones want. That way, they won't have to live their life wondering, did I do the right thing for my mom? Did I do the right thing for my dad? Did I do the right thing for my wife or my husband? They will know, and they will have the confidence that the care that was provided to them at the end of life was the best that it could be. So advanced care planning is the way to ensure that that actually happens. Thank you for joining me. I hope this has been helpful for you and your family. Please don't wait for a crisis to occur. Start the conversation today about your wishes at end of life. For more information, go to conehealth.com/advanced directive. I'm Elizabeth Golding with the Palliative Medicine team at Cone Health.
If you like to capture the city's history, nominations are being accepted for your version of the city's voice, and the residency at the Hyers is giving musicians an opportunity to record an album. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Nominations are being accepted for the Greensboro History Museum's prestigious 2023 Voices of a City Award. This honor recognizes significant and original contributions to local history. Nominations for both individuals and organizations will be accepted, and self-nominations are welcome through Sunday, October 1st. Submissions by or for high school and college students will be judged in a separate category. Collectors of historical documents or artifacts are also eligible. Projects can include oral history, photography, film, published articles, books, student research papers, and electronic media. Nominations should include a letter and at least one example of work for consideration, provided in either hard copy, CD, DVD, or digital format. Submissions will be evaluated by the Greensboro History Museum Community Engagement Committee and its advisory board. The award presentation will be made at the Greensboro History Museum's annual dinner on Wednesday, October 25th. Submissions should be sent to the attention of Museum Director Carol Hart, Greensboro History Museum, located at 130 Summit Avenue in Greensboro, 27401. For more information, contact Carol Hart at 336-373-2306. Creative Greensboro welcomes the Strange Fruit Foundation's New Finds program for an artist residency at the Stephen D. Hires Theater through September 17th. During the 5-week residency, the foundation will work with local musicians to develop their craft and record a live album at Hires with the hip-hop band The New Being Collective. Strange Fruit Foundation is a nonprofit committed to creating opportunities of value to musicians, artists, and entertainment professionals who are Black, Indigenous people of color. It also provides internships and educational opportunities to the arts community. New Finds is a Strange Fruit Foundation series. This residency is the 4th of the series and consists of competitions, with the winners being chosen to record an album. Cyril Howell, founder of Strange Fruit Foundation, said, "We've had a great group of grassroots artists come out to our auditions. We look forward to the public coming out to be a part of our studio audience for the live recorded album we will be producing." Tickets to the live performances are available online. The theater is located in the Greensboro Cultural Center at 200 North Davie Street. For more information, contact Creative Greensboro's Performing Arts Coordinator, Todd Fisher, at 336-373-2974. On behalf of the Greensboro Urban Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, the Greensboro Department of Transportation has published the MPO's draft list of priority roadway, public transportation, bicycle, pedestrian, rail, and aviation projects. This list of projects is for funding consideration in the development of the state's fiscal year 2026 to 2035 Transportation Improvement Program. Residents and other interested people are invited to review and comment on the draft recommended project list by Tuesday, September 12th. Comments may be submitted by email to Transportation Planner Craig McKinney. The Metropolitan Transportation Improvement Program is scheduled for approval at the MPO's virtual Transportation Advisory Committee meeting at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, September 20th. For more information about the proposed draft, visit the MPO website. Experiencing the American dream is the goal of immigrants and refugees who make it to American soil. Finding gainful employment is the key to achieving that dream. Coming up after the break, find out how Guilford Works is giving new meaning to the phrase fresh start. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Guilford Works is giving new meaning to the term fresh start. This initiative is designed to catapult our immigrant and refugee neighbors into the workplace. Joining me now to tell us about the Fresh Start program is Melissa Smith. She is the Business Services Consultant with Guilford Works. Hello, Melissa. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Always good to see you. For those who are not familiar, tell us about the Fresh Start initiative.
Perfect. So our Fresh Start initiative is the Guilford Works initiative to bridge our underserved and underrepresented populations to career opportunities and supportive services. So under our initiative, we are focusing on two areas that have a huge impact here in the area. First, with our reentry population, or what we refer to as our judicially impacted, and also with our refugees and immigrants. With that, partnerships have been super important. So under that initiative, we've been able to establish relationships with our reentry population with Triad Goodwill, as well as with the Guilford County Sheriff's Department's Reentry Council and the Department of Adult Corrections. And then with our refugee community, there is a wealth of nonprofit organizations and resettlement agencies that we currently work with to establish those relationships.
That's interesting. I've always known of the reentry proposal for people who have been incarcerated. So you're basically expanding this to include immigrants and refugees.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is your main goal with Fresh Start?
So we've identified 4 different pillars under our Fresh Start initiative. First, we wanted to focus on identifying how, as an internal system, how we need to train and equip ourselves to support these populations. So we do have our internal staff training, where we do include a lot of our partners and local agencies here in the area. But with that, the training is led by those agencies that work directly with the population. So it allows us internally to see how do we need to modify our integrated service delivery to provide the best services to them, or at least give them that roadmap. Our next pillar is looking at our employer information sessions. So with that, everything we need to have some sort of employer-led, employer-driven need to it. So we do have employer information sessions where we connect industry to this population, educating those employers that might be interested in recruiting from this population. With our reentry one, we have done individuals that are actually from that population. We have had employers that have created models for success, as well as policies and resources to help them get us started and creating just that model, how they can now recruit. Our third pillar is looking at career readiness training. So, with our NC Works Career Center, we have our one-stop operation. We can do career readiness training. However, it looks different because for someone from the reentry population, or even from refugees and immigrants, career readiness could look slightly different. So we do partner with, for example, Triad Goodwill with Careers on the Outside to talk with them on how they need to prepare themselves through resume development, interview prep, professional etiquette, and then just creating that elevator pitch. With our refugees and immigrants, it would then look at what type of interpretation or other additional services are needed. So everything is slightly tweaked to best support that population, to connect them to those employment opportunities. And lastly, we bring those two worlds together through our hiring events and community resource fairs. We've seen amazing success. I certainly would like to touch on our reentry focus, where we saw actually 205 individuals from the reentry population. We were able to connect them to employment opportunities as well as supportive services. So we've seen by having this model under these pillars, we've been able to mirror it and put them with all of our reentry, refugee immigrants, and we've seen success.
Okay, speaking of success, I was going to ask you about recent accomplishments.
Yes.
We know that it can be a challenge if you're trying to come back into society, but I would think it's equally challenging if English is not your first language.
Correct.
The culture is different, all of that. So what are some of the successes you can report on the immigrant refugee side?
On the refugee immigrant side, we actually hosted our career readiness training. And I can say that at our training, we had our trainers from Guilford Technical Community College, from our careers team in NC Works. But the difference is, in working with our resettlement agencies such as Reading Connections, such as the African Services Coalition, the New Arrivals Institute, and Church World Services, we've been able to provide interpreters. At this session, we had 7 interpreters present. And based off of our layout, individuals now were able to understand and engage with our trainers because they had the right services right there at the table with them. They felt more comfortable going into those hiring events that we have, where at times they can be a bit lost, but we were able to equip them with the right services to get them started with those employment opportunities.
Fantastic. Well, it sounds like you already have great partnerships involved and supporting the effort, but are you going to expand? And if so, how can the community better support this?
Sure. I think we've been very enthusiastic with our approach. I would like to share that because of the strong partnership that we've established with Fresh Start, we've been able to receive the 2013 Governor's Award for Innovative Partnerships. So I think because we've been able to think outside the box, or what our team likes to say, team no box, we've been able to establish a partnership that has met the needs of industry, it's met the needs of our people, and it's certainly made a difference. We've seen that immediate return on investment. So with that award, we've been able to really show that we have a model that certainly can be used and implemented elsewhere. With expanding this initiative, we are certainly looking at the needs of Guilford County. So our next areas we're going to focus on is our veterans population, but also with our homelessness or housing insecurity. So, what we're looking at this point, we're wanting to engage with partners and agencies that also value that community as well. So certainly we would like to connect with them.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like you're off to a great start. Definitely Fresh Start is a fantastic program, making a difference in the lives of our immigrant neighbors and our refugee population. Do come back and let us know about your other programs.
We certainly will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some interesting and useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council has resumed meeting in the Katie Dorset Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. Greensboro residents will soon receive personalized feedback to help them recycle the right way. As an extension of previous CART audit campaigns, which reduced recycling contamination by 30% in 3 years, the city is using a mobile audit tool powered by Prairie Robotics. This will identify recycling trends and provide custom-designed educational materials to residents. Auditors in the field will use the mobile auditing device to identify and photograph contamination in recycling carts. The system will generate an educational postcard with a photo of the contamination and information about what items are not recyclable in Greensboro's program. The postcard will be automatically mailed to the household. The new personalized feedback is part of an ongoing effort to help reduce the amount of non-recyclable materials that make it into the city's recycling collection stream. In 2022, approximately 25% of the materials placed in recycling carts were not recyclable based on the city's program. Auditing will continue throughout the year in different neighborhoods. Residents are encouraged to download the GSO Collects app and use the Waste Wizard to learn what goes where and to receive a personalized collection schedule. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for the places to go and things to do on the town.
I'm Dave, and here are some of the special events happening this weekend on the town. September 1st is the month's first Friday, which means it's time for another movie night at Warnersville. Kick back, relax, and enjoy a movie the whole family will appreciate. There will be popcorn and candy, and don't forget to bring your blankets to this free activity. Learn more on the city's website at greensboro-nc.gov. The Carolina Theater welcomes 3 of North Carolina's greatest live bands September 1st for the Labor Day Soulful Concert. Envision, the Old School Players Band, and The Mob take the stage for an unforgettable night of soul-stirring vocals and infectious rhythms. Tickets start at $39. Get yours at the box office or at carolinatheater.com. Meet the dogs and puppies from SPCA of the Triad at the Vance Chavis Branch Library on September 2nd. Families with kids who can't have a dog may come and play with child-friendly dog ambassadors. Those interested in adoption or pet care may speak with SPCA representatives. Learn more at the city's website at greensboro-nc.gov. The hip-hop duo City Girls headlines the NC Late Night Music Fest September 2nd at the Greensboro Coliseum. While Young Miami and JT have top billing, the show also features the likes of G Herbo, Rich Homie and more. Tickets start at $39.50 and can be bought at the box office or online at greensborocoliseum.com. Mexican group RBD brings the Soy Rebelde Tour to the Greensboro Coliseum September 3rd. The group's catchy sound and captivating performances won over millions of fans worldwide before it disbanded in 2008. Now, RBD is back, and Greensboro is one of the first stops on a three-nation tour. Tickets start at $58.50. Get yours at the box office or online at greensborocoliseum.com. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents, and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Ad Hoc Committee on African American Disparity has partnered with North Carolina A&T State University for a community survey. The Anonymous Police and Community Survey is available online until December 1st. Printed surveys are available at community centers and libraries. The university's criminal justice faculty will offer perspective on relationships between residents and the Greensboro Police Department. The team looks forward to hearing from residents about their impression of the important work of the police in their communities. The North Carolina A&T State University faculty will analyze the collected data for the committee's review. The ad hoc committee will report on the survey's findings in 2024. To access the Police and Community Survey, visit the city's website or contact Liz Lennon in the Human Rights Department at 336-373-2038. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Water Resources Department. In partnership with NC Works, they will host an open interview day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Thursday, August 31st. The job fair will take place at the Kitchen Operations Center located at 2602 South Elm Eugene Street. This is for crew members only. Crew members perform construction and maintenance-related duties within the city's water collection and distribution system. The base salary of $39,046 will include a signing bonus of $2,030. The bonus is paid after the successful completion of a 6-month probationary period. To view the available job openings, visit the city's website. The NC Works Mobile Career Center, which is equipped with Wi-Fi, laptops, and support staff, will be on site to assist job applicants. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Connect GSO, plus GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.